welcome to Roll One for Fun. I'm Grant.
I'm Colin.
And we're brothers.
Boom. We infuse aspects of the movies we love with a game we love to play.
Nice. Okay, so what's the movie? Today was your pick.
Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay. I was afraid you were going to say something else, so that's good.
I almost did say something.
Nice. It's a really awesome movie that we love, and we want to figure out, like we said in the intro, how do we infuse D&D
But this is the game we love, yeah.
Yeah, so let's do it. So, who wants to start? You want to start? I want to start.
I figured it's fitting since the beginning of the movie, you get into the temple.
Cool.
Right? With his assistant.
Yep.
They're going to retrieve an idol, right? So I figured if you're putting this into a game, you're gonna have some traps. Right off the bat, when they're getting into the temple, first trap they run into, Indy stops his assistant.
Cool.
He kind of crawls under this beam of light, and he goes, "Watch that light," or something. He says something to that effect.
Yeah, we watched it right now. We could not figure out what he said.
Puts his hand in the light, triggering that first trap.
Which is cool.
So, you got to think perception check, maybe back that with an intelligence check to see, what that, if he can pick up that light, that's a trap. You know what I mean?
This is the trap that you want to bring from the movie into your...
It's just like a series of traps, right? Like, so this is the first trap. Light. Indy shows. Boom. There's the trap. He sets the trap off, showing his buddy, right? I mean, you can make this one pretty easy. You see maybe as a DM, you can explain, hey, there's this, you explain the area, explain the beam of light.
Cool. I've never seen a light
kind of gives
source,
them a chance. Yeah, it's kind of a strange trap, really.
I've never come across that in a game where I thought a light source would be a trap, which is cool.
Right. Next up after that is there's a pit. You got the spikes at the bottom. Figure out how to surpass that pit.
Okay.
Maybe not so much a trap as it is an obstacle.
So is it like so far that your players they're going to know to themselves that I am not going to be able to jump. I'm not going to be able to make the distance.
Right.
I cannot make the distance.
You have to toss
You
me.
have to toss me.
A dwarf will not be tossed.
So is it a scenario where they're going to know this is way too far away and I'm going to need something to get across? Or is it like, let's risk it. Like we could jump across this if we make a good enough dexterity check.
I guess you can leave that to the DM. Depending on what kind of party members you're working with, who's on your party, you maybe want to give that distance a little bit wider or shorter.
In the movie, how does Indy get across?
Well, he uses his whip.
Hell yeah, he does. So maybe you could, maybe your guys can take the chance of jumping across in your game.
Use an item.
And maybe it's like an easy one, but if you roll 1, you're going to be falling down that pit.
Yeah.
So if you have something like a grappling hook or something to get across,
exactly.
Then maybe, and it kind of adds a lot of, it's up to the players. Maybe they want to try to crawl along the wall. Maybe they have...
something in your climber's pack.
Maybe they have something that can fall down, which is pretty cool. Anything else with your trap? So this is like a series of traps.
This is a whole sequence of traps. You haven't even gotten to the idol yet, right?
I love traps in Dungeons & Dragons, and I don't get enough of them, honestly.
Gives you every opportunity to roll that one.
Pit traps or something, and it's like... Yeah. So this is cool as something different. I like it. So what's the third part of your trap?
Next up, almost immediately after he clears that pit, they notice, say, with a past perception check, they notice the pressure plate on the ground covered in some schmutz.
Oh, cool. So it's
Andy stops his assistant, of course, passing his perception check.
Yeah.
Kind of fidgets with this, takes the wooden rod he has, sticks it, pushes the pressure plate down, boom, poison dart.
Poison dart.
So again, whatever dexterity save you need to do for that one to dodge that one. Perception check first, miss it, step on the plate.
I like it.
Catch the poison. And then before them lays the idol.
Nice.
Down at the end of the way there. The golden, beautiful idol.
And that's an easy one. You just pick it up and you leave, right?
Ah, not so fast.
What? More?
You're going to need a little burlap sack or something to maybe put some dirt in, like in the very beginning of the movie. Maybe, intelligence check? Maybe give it a little, does this look like the weight of that idol? Because, of course, the idol is sitting atop a pressure plate.
Yeah.
Switch out that idol. Maybe...
Oh, like sleight of hand maybe or something you could do.
Boom, I like that. Sleight of hand, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Little sleight of hand, of course. Dexterity is a real quick go-to, of course, but we've run dexterity with every chat that we've had so far, so why not sleight of hand?
I feel like 90% of checks in a game are gonna be dexterity checks.
Dexterity.
Give me a dexterity check.
Wisdom, and then you got your...
Wisdom? I don't get wisdom.
For some of the spelly kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And of course the other Constitution checks. But anyway,
Constitution checks.
We're getting a little off.
Yeah,
It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Okay, cool. So you got the idol in your hand. Okay, now you're good. Now you're golden.
Right. Unless you didn't pass that check.
Oh, then whoa. Okay.
So this is the doozy check, right? This is the main check. This starts off the next series of traps that really you just have to run through if you don't get it, right?
Run, God damn it! Run!
So if you miss this check, the rest of it is real tough. Because then after that, you got to dodge the falling debris from the ceiling.
Yeah.
You have to run through and dodge all those poison darts. You get into the room, boom, another goddamn spike pit.
Another spike pit?
Another solarium?
Yes, 2 solariums. Quite a find.
Yeah, but what you do is you mistrust your friend. He goes first, and then takes the idol and the whip.
Yep.
And of course, what happens when he goes through? Door starts closing. What do? You gotta run.
Yeah.
You gotta run. So you gotta clear that pit. Clear the pit. Maybe athletics or acrobatics check. Get under that door. Grab that whip before the door closes. And of course, that starts the boulder. Boulder's gonna run down.
Cool.
Maybe another series of athletics or acrobatics checks. Gets you maybe through that to the end, and then you can have all the natives out front with all of their darts and stuff. Or
some lizard folk.
Or, yeah, lizard
I don't know
folk,
why
whatever.
I like lizard folk so much. I always wanted to use them in a game,
But yeah.
I never really got to. So
I think that's a
well,
good...
cool. You can easily implement that into a game. You just
I think so.
So you probably have your...
It's a good dungeon escape.
Yeah, and you probably have your party, like, given a... there's, like, a special item they have to retrieve. Mm-hmm. And they're, like, you know...
Oh, yeah, of course. Replace idol with whatever.
And that's easy. MacGuffin hunting is always a good way to start a story, so...
Find the child. Find the child! Time is running out.
I'm gonna do my little... I came up with a trap, too.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Little different than the way you came up with it, because I think you liked an idea, you had a trap involved, and I had some ideas.
Kind of really ran with a
stuff
scenario
like that.
more than just a trap.
So so I went more with just a. Well, no, okay, so I'm gonna tell it, but yeah, I came up with a kind of scenario too. So I was watching the movie again, and I love the part where Marion, where she's like at her bar and she's having the drinking challenge.
Oh yeah.
And I really wanted.
drinking
I don't know.
game.
I was like, oh, that's like a challenge or a skill challenge thing, and I'm like, how can? But I like I have to make a trap for it. So
Right.
Okay, so I came up with. I'm gonna come up with a cool name later, but I'm calling it right now. Dungeon Trap Drinking Challenge. Hopefully, I come up with a better name for that later.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
All
somewhere.
over. Yeah. Okay, so with mine, I'm kind of thinking you go into a room.
Yeah.
It's just like a square. There's nothing in there. Doesn't even seem like there's any doors or anything at first. But there is a. So I remember in Lord of the Rings, the glowy skeleton people.
Mm-hmm. The
I don't
ghosts.
know what they're called, but we'll put a title there. What they're called. But see, we know our stuff. Okay, so one of
Totally
those
hip to the fancy
dudes
realm.
is sitting there because I kind of want to make it obvious because I love skeletons and I'm like I want to make it obvious that this guy is magic. He's there for a reason. So he's sitting at a table. He's got this dusty mug of alcohol next to him, like in a bottle, and he starts talking to you, and he's drinking, and he's as you're searching the room or whatever for like a way out or get past this room,
Sitting, generally being a coward.
as skeletons
as they are.
Yeah. What say you? So he's drinking, and he's trash talking you.
So it's a drinking.
Last one standing wins.
He's like, I bet you guys can't outdrink me, you know. And then, so as you're investigating intelligence checks and all that stuff, you're figuring out that the only way. So if you do an intelligence check or whatever, you'll see that he has a key on his person. And it's you can try to get it off, but it's magically
perception,
infused
investigation,
to,
maybe,
yeah, or probably an Arcana check to like know. Oh, this is it's magically locked to him, and it's like doesn't seem to be a way to get it off of
Maybe
him.
a detect magic might catch that.
Yeah. And so if you do a good enough of an intelligence check, you're gonna see a little keyhole on the wall.
Okay.
And then so hopefully you put 2 and 2 together, and this guy's trash talking the whole time, so you're not really gonna be able to avoid that. Oh, this guy's probably key to the whole thing. Yeah. So you have a seat with him, and play it out however you want. Like I was thinking of different ways you could do this, but the general way to do it is you drink he's gonna pour from his container, and you're just gonna drink them. So every time you drink,
kind of a
you
tit for
get
tat?
drinking game. You do drink for drink, so you're probably gonna want your barbarian or somebody with a high constitution to win, because you're gonna, whatever the DM says, you do a constitution check. Sorry, that's what I meant. Is not an automatic level of exhaustion when you take a
it would
shot.
be
So it's like a
the
constitution
consequence
check.
of a failed
There you go.
contract.
So you guys go tip.
There
tat,
you go.
And then after like 3 or 4, he's gonna get blackout drunk.
He can't hold his liquor.
And then his greenness will fall apart, and he'll just kind of fall apart as a regular skeleton, unlocking the key that you can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So what I was thinking of ways to like outsmart this guy, do whatever you want. You can just play it straight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you can roll. I got the deception checks. Throw the shot over your shoulder and
Yeah. Cool.
And do the deception check. You can
Good
lie to
idea.
the ghost and tell him, so you can sit there and watch him get trashed and lose.
Yeah.
While you're sitting pretty on your sobriety.
So what I like it. So what I was thinking is, yeah, exactly. So what I was thinking was you're gonna have your barbarian there to do it for you, because he's got that high constitution stuff. But like what you're talking about is interesting, because you could do it as you can have your bard do it, which would be fun, because your bard's gonna be good at
those charisma checks,
at performance checks.
Yep.
So yeah, he can easily just like.
So it doesn't necessarily need to be your barbarian who needs to sit through and take it.
Yep.
It can be someone a little bit more witty.
Yeah.
Who
So
can maybe trick
it would be interesting.
the baddie.
Every character would probably be able to bring their own talents to it. But yeah, bard, barbarian, right off the top have definite things. I think that would just be like a really fun scenario, and I just like the idea of this skeleton guy that's just trash talking you.
Who doesn't like a nice drinking
And
game?
it's a magic thing,
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool.
You can throw anything into that.
All right, good.
Makes for a really good.
I want to play that right now. Okay, cool. So what do we got next? We got what do we want to cover in Dungeons and
let's move
Raiders.
next to maybe monsters.
Hell yeah.
Shall we cover
should
the
have,
monsters?
Yep.
I'm thinking, maybe okay. Monster, maybe a different kind of monster. I wasn't thinking. There aren't really. You got your the creepy, crawly, kind of slimy, big eyeball monsters or anything like that. You're not gonna find that in Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. That's not its style.
I'm thinking more of maybe that big Nazi guy with that airplane.
Nazis are always good bad guys.
When they discovered, the location of the Ark, and of course it was taken away once again by the French jerk archaeologist who is really more like a thief.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is, Indy sneaks up on his plane thinking he's clever.
Yep.
Well, guy comes around behind the plane, sees him. Well, what's Indy do? Starts to beat the shit out of this guy. But what he doesn't see is the big ass guy walking out of the shed, walking towards the plane, getting ready to beat Indy's ass.
Oh, okay, cool.
Classic
I forgot
boss
the first
fight
dude
starting to
guy.
stack here,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
What's interesting about this scene too is you've got an airplane with the propellers going. It's getting ready for takeoff, right? You got Marion who interacts in this scene. She tries to help Indy. So, big Nazi guy, right?
Cool.
I had this...
He's got no weapons, right? Except for
Oh yeah, no, totally
these
unarmed.
are- that's
So I had
cool.
this character that I had already kind of built around this guy
Cool.
several years back. Is Brog, and he's an orc, right?
Cool.
What
I
better?
can see that.
What better big guy
dude.
orc, right?
Orc, yep.
With
Angry,
his
doesn't
character,
really talk.
yeah,
Good.
exactly. And this guy just says like 3 words in German. Who can understand it anyway?
It's true. Not me.
So, so with this bad guy, really you just want to kind of give him some good bad guy stats, good boss stats. You want to give him some high strength, of course.
Yeah.
If he's going to be good at beating the shit out of somebody with his hands,
Cool.
he's got to be strong, right?
Yeah.
You want that high dexterity. Now, you might not think of high dexterity, but this comes into his AC. The higher his dexterity, the higher the ability
AC?
score,
Yep.
and the higher your AC will be.
The more you
10
know.
plus your dexterity equals your,
Nice. Cool. I like
your
it.
AC. And then of course Constitution. You want to throw some Constitution points in there. You want to
Okay. But you already
a
have
decent amount of
pre-built guy
HP.
character that you've played with.
right. Yeah,
before,
exactly. Yeah.
And he fits.
Unarmed fighter.
And he fits
of
the Nazi
course.
guy really well. Cool.
Yeah. This guy who's just all about the rough and tumble.
Nice.
Unarmed fighter. So what an unarmed fighter does is, without the use of shield or a weapon, he can fight unarmed, dealing a 1d8 plus his strength modifier for attacks.
Cool.
So you're not just getting your I believe it's just your strength modifier with an unarmed attack, but you actually get to use this as a weapon.
And I keep bringing up the new edition coming out. I'm excited because they're upping the things you can do with
Everything
unarmed
we're saying is
strike.
probably going to change.
So
And we're excited to see how that changes.
So unarmed
It's gonna be
strike
cool.
with your guy
Yeah.
is going to be cool because I think I heard you can like push people. You can do other things with unarmed strike.
Well, that's
in
with
addition,
like
which
some
is
feats
cool.
you can give them right now.
Oh, what kind of
in
feats?
5th
What kind of
edition,
feats
right? So
does
you
your guy
got a grappler feat, of course.
Sweet.
Gives you
Yeah.
advantage checks on grappling. You
I
grapple him
believe
up.
He grapples him in the movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, does he do that, like,
he grapples
thing
each
where
other.
he's
Like
like,
they got the strong bear hug.
Cool. The bear hug. That's
Or maybe
thinking-
break some
sounds
ribs, you know.
Yeah.
You could throw the crusher feat onto that. So what the crusher does is you're able to move when you deal any bludgeoning damage to a character. It will move them 5 feet into an unoccupied space.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Whichever. So it takes a massive blow. It's gonna move that character over if you'd like to move him over.
I love. What is that called? It's not battlefield control, but kind of like I love moving people. I love feats that let you move people.
Yeah,
which is really
it's
cool.
nice to have
I
a
didn't know
control.
that.
you know?
Crusher feat. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool. That's perfect for this guy.
You can even throw a tavern brawler on there. He doesn't
Yeah.
really grab a lot of like improvised weapons or anything like that. But that's kind of where the scene comes into play, right? Where you have those spinning propellers, and Marion
Those are like the ultimate
goes to help.
improvised weapon.
And of course, in any boss battle, you got to have a couple cronies in there, right? You're gonna have the guy piloting the ship, or you're gonna have the
plane,
pilot.
yep.
You're gonna have a mechanic. You're gonna have a field of mechanics around the area. So lots of cronies. They catch Indy. Bad guy comes out. They go to fight. You have your crony with a gun there. He could be doing some side damage. Attacking from a distance while you're trying to fight this boss. You're gonna have to take care of him, which of course in the movie Marion does, but gets stuck inside the cockpit while she knocks the guy out and he hits the controls and it starts moving. So now you're contending with a big boss, real strong, grapples, and these moving propellers as it's moving around. Of course, Indy wins when big Nazi guy gets the chop. If you know what I mean.
Good job.
Thank you. What do you what you got on there?
I came up with it. Sorry, Nazis, man. What are you gonna do?
I mean, they're bad.
Come on,
They're bad guys.
Ultimate bad guy. It's like Nazi.
Yeah.
We're covering Raiders of the Lost Ark. Nazi. It's like, come on, man. What are you gonna do? So plenty of Nazis to go around.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with, I didn't give him a name yet, but it's the guy in the movie I based it off of. His name is Tot. I believe that's how you spell it.
Something
Sound
like
it?
that? Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever uttered actually in the movie, but yeah. So I was thinking it would be like almost like kind of like an NPC because in the movie, he is a character, not just a monster.
Right.
He's more so like your guy is more of a straight up monster.
Right. He's not going to be saying a lot, but he's going to be punching a lot.
He says like a couple words in German that are probably curse words, and then so my guy's more of a can be played as an NPC. Okay. So I based him off. I gave him I kind of started off with the cultist leader stats. I thought
makes sense.
He's a cultist. Nazi's a cultist. You know,
essentially, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hot take again. So I thought he would be more of a because he's not like a brawler. Like so, it's kind of the counterpart to your guy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they could almost work in tandem.
Exactly. So he's like his crony or whatever that does he's the muscle, you know. But this guy's more of a battlefield control guy, so he's not gonna have big. I don't want him to have like a high HP or anything or AC or anything like that. Like this guy's kind of weak.
More of the brains of the outfit.
He's more the brain. Thank you. He's more the brains of the outfit. So what does he do in the movie? Like when you first see him, he's messing around with Marion, and he's
real intimidating.
Like, he's like putting that poker to her eye, so he's like really intimidating. So
insinuating a lot of things.
Yeah. So I thought he's definitely give him high intimidation stats. And then I love him to have...
Talks surprisingly well amount of shit, considering he doesn't speak English too well. He really nailed down what he needed to.
Yeah, he's creepy. He's good. Yeah.
Speaking of
Marion, perfect Nazi. And he counters Marion perfectly. So
he's ugly.
I wanted to make this guy more of a battlefield control guy and not somebody that, you know, if he has to face somebody one-on-one, he's going to lose. He's just like a normal dude. Like he's gonna have no AC. He's got no armor. You know,
maybe not necessarily any stronger than you.
Combat. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I could take out Nazi any day, but yeah, exactly. Okay, so I gave him a couple of things that I thought on top of the cultist leader. So I gave him a couple of monster traits I stole from other people. Kind of put them onto the cultist leader.
Great.
So I'm gonna give him nimble. Thank you. I'm gonna give him nimble escape, which I think is like a goblin trait. I think that's usually where I see it from. So the nimble escape, you can take the disengage or hide action as a bonus action on each of its turns. And then on top of that monster trait, I also gave him leadership.
Shoot them both.
Which I think I stole from Hobgoblin Captain.
Okay.
So, because he's a leader, that's what he does. So he can escape really quickly. Because when like the bar starts setting on fire and stuff like that, he gets the hell out of there, nimble escape. He's also a leader, he just tells his boys to like go attack them, whatever Nazis do, I don't know.
Now does this give them any
we could also make this a drink game. Every time we say Nazi, you drink.
Gonna be hammered by the end of this.
You'll be hammered.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I gave him the leadership feat. So it's a recharge after a short or long rest. And since he's an NPC, that will probably come into play. It's not gonna be maybe just one combat, So anyways, okay, so leadership for 1 minute. You can utter a special command or warning whenever a non-hostile creature that it can see within 30 feet of it makes an attack roll or a saving throw. The creature can add a d4 to its roll, provided it can hear and understand the monster. A creature can benefit from only one leadership die at a time, and this effect ends if the monster is incapacitated. So a lot of words for what it is, but basically you just have good leadership, controls the battlefield a lot. And also I want him to be a formidable baddie. So I wanted to give him something, because I'm not gonna give him a sword, because he's he's not gonna be doing hand-to-hand combat.
He's not the hand.
I thought something really cool would be the horn of Valhalla.
Okay.
You have like a horn thing there. You go. See?
Is it something like this, maybe?
No, but it's
Nazi.
Close. Nazi.
Wait. Maybe it's. I just cut that one out.
This thing's.
We're not cheersing two Nazis.
This thing's gonna get taken off. So the horn of Valhalla, you blow it, and just soldiers come, and you like. I think it's like six. It's like you roll a dice. I forget how exactly. I'm gonna put it up there on the stats on there. But you roll a dice, and you see how many like villains come at your thing. So I thought that would be cool. Because
so it like summons
a
more.
Bunch of
okay,
minions,
so you're gonna so you're gonna be fighting this guy. You're gonna be fighting waves of baddies.
So you think
with this guy in the back, kind of buffing as you go along.
Yeah. So he's buffing. He's able to
I like it.
maneuver, and then he's calling bad guys. He's tough to get
so
to.
Almost at first, you kind of you're going to encounter this guy and think maybe Look at this.
That's fun.
This little Nazi bitch.
Yep.
What is this?
I like that.
And before you're done, a room full of dead Nazis.
I like that because I'm not used to seeing your big bad or whatever as that type. It's usually like, man, this guy's a bad
big bad.
I'm gonna
like a lich or
it's
or,
like you know this guy looks
dragon.
dangerous. But this guy just looks like
right.
a little like scrawny. He looks like a scumbag. But
scumbag. He's kind of weak, pudgy. Doesn't really have.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry to the actor who plays this part, but
hey, he looks
not
apart.
that he's
He knows he looks apart.
yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that'd be really cool to just have that kind of a bad guy, and I love him so much in the movie.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Yeah, cool.
It's cool, man.
All right, man. What do you want to?
Oh, next, yeah. So I guess we're gonna be moving on to items now.
Hell yeah.
That's where we go. Okay, so Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
Why not the Ark, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know the scene.
The Ark.
It's the end of the movie.
Yep.
Of course, this being the Ark of the Covenant,
Cool.
I figured this would be kind of like a real legendary item, right? This is going to be an item that's going to be in a room, not so much like a bad guy or an item maybe one can interact with. Bad guy, player, NPC, whoever.
Okay.
This is going to be in a room. This is going to be part of probably the final battle. You know what I mean? Super powerful legendary item, right?
Okay.
Maybe give it some like attunement, right? That you would have for any magical item, you would need to attune to it. This may be a little bit more because it is so legendary, right? The Ark of the goddamn Covenant.
Yeah. What's more legendary?
It could be like an item that maybe is like a physical representation of an agreement or a like a pact between the ancient gods and the mortals on the plane that they're in. And then, of course, this being an ancient legendary item, maybe the attunement is, you must be worthy in the eyes of the ancient ones, right?
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not!
So, if you attune to this, maybe being a higher level character, maybe by the end of this campaign, you're like a level 15 paladin or something, right?
Okay.
Level 15 cleric, something.
Okay, so this is like an end game.
And being like lawful good, maybe you can attune to this, maybe throw in a constitution save or something. Throw a dice roll into this attunement if you want, but not necessarily needed. Maybe just lawful good. But attuned to this grants you a wish. Now, what did the Fuhrer want this for? Right, he wanted to make his army invincible.
Immortals. We put their name to the test.
Kind of something only a wish could really cover, right?
Yeah, cool.
So maybe grants a wish if you're attuned to this. Maybe one a month. I don't know however long. Maybe you're gonna be a character who has this for a long time. I don't know.
This is cool, dude.
But yeah,
keep going. Okay. Like wishes are really cool in D&D, and I never come across them in games.
Nor should you.
God deities, because it's messy. But
can
with
be
this,
messy.
it's really cool that the item can grant you a wish. It's really cool.
Right.
I like it, and it's like a goal to get to. It's very cool. Keep going. Sorry.
And perhaps maybe only lawful good could use that.
Yeah.
Kind of keeping you from being a real shitbag, making a shitbag kind of wish.
I like
it. Hitler would be wanting to do, but maybe it's corrupted or something. You know what I mean? Maybe in your story, this art could be corrupted by evil forces, granting wish to evil forces or something. You know what I mean? Maybe you can throw a little twist on there.
Cool.
Opening the arc, maybe without being attuned to it, could trigger something like the Sea Hag's Death Glare, right? You gotta make a wisdom or constitution saving throw maybe, or you just get dropped to 0 HP.
Yeah.
Like a stabilized 0, so party members could still maybe help you out and stuff. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't cause instant death.
Yeah.
But you will be doing death saves pretty soon.
Because you're not really gonna know until you test out the covenant.
Exactly.
You're like, oh shit.
Exactly.
Okay. So you open it up and then So the
spirits coming from it. You can act like shadows. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay, I like
shadows. They're like the kind of ghost-like creatures. They grab you and drain your strength.
Drain your strength.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So you can throw that in on some of that. They cause
always...
necrotic damage and draining your strength.
Those are frustrating. Yeah. Coming across enemies that drain your stats are so hard.
So again, like this could be something and played as again a layer.
Like a layer action. Or something
yeah.
Like that.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Nice, man.
And of course, like maybe a little spoiler here, but like in Rime of the Frost Maiden, where you guys encountered that obelisk.
I thought you were gonna spoil Indiana Jones. I was like, I think it's spoiled.
So interacting with the obelisk can create some pretty dire consequences. Destroying it, that's really up to the DM. But something as legendary as this item, maybe like if a player destroys it, baddie destroys it, boom, maybe zap back to the time when that covenant was made between
That's so cool.
between the mortals and the immortals.
Yeah.
So and then suddenly you kind of you wake up and it's thousands of years ago.
Very
You
cool.
could be at the city that you were in, but there's no city. You know what I mean?
That would be so fun.
Long
dude.
before the city was over there. So yeah, something
You would not
something
expect
along
that
those lines.
either.
Yeah.
Really cool. Cool. I'm not gonna be able to top that. So, but let's finish on a weak point.
What do you got?
With I have a measly little whip. You know, the Indiana Jones.
You mean Indy's whip?
Yeah. Let me restart that.
Let me run that back for you.
Let's go. I'm gonna start on a strong note.
Okay.
I have Indiana Jones's his whip. I call it Fortune and Glory. So, Indiana Jones whip. I mean, it's obvious. Like,
Yeah. A must.
It's awesome. Yeah, cool. So, it's got to be a finesse weapon. And I was thinking, Indiana Jones, he's gonna be a dexterous character, so the whip that kind of fits very well. I want this
It's
to
so
be
versatile.
It's very. Oh, thank you for saying versatile. Because yes, I was thinking it's more of a. He doesn't use it so much as a weapon. It's more of just like a utility weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a utility tool or something.
It's a Batman utility belt.
Yeah.
One.
He gets it up, but
So we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore?
he mostly uses it to
But
like
rarely lets you
maneuver
down.
around, disable people. So I was trying to find like a cool whip that maybe it would work in, and
like it.
I found something that's in the Book of Many Things, a book that I do not own, but it is Grasping Whip.
Yep.
So let's read it up.
That makes sense.
So you gain
like
a
it.
+1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic whip. When you hit a creature or object that is larger or smaller with this whip, you can pull the creature or object 5 feet toward you instead of dealing damage. And like I said, I like things that are more like combat control, battlefield control, and I love stuff that I'm not doing something to them, but you pull them towards you. Maybe your character, your other players get like opportunity attacks on them.
Which one of y'all kicked me?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're dragging enemies past your comrades.
Yep.
That can definitely get some attacks of opportunity going. I like it.
So I thought starting off that grasping whip would be pretty cool, just a starting point for it. And then also I thought I would make it a grappling hook / whip, so you could use it as a grappling hook too. So like the scene you were talking about, when he was, because I thought about that right when you were talking
With
about
the pit,
the
we're
pit.
in but yeah.
I was like, oh man,
It's all coming together.
I want to
I
talk
like
about
it.
my whip
Yep.
already, but we're gonna save that to the end. So you use that as a grappling hook / weapon. I thought would be pretty cool. And in the movie, there's a lot of scenes where he's just like using it just to disarm people.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty
Whipping a
cool.
gun out of a hand.
Yeah, exactly.
You trip somebody up, maybe.
Yep, that would be really cool.
So
Somebody's trying to
that's
get
a
away.
versatile weapon. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
So this one, it's not only just a grappling hook. It's also you can, instead of choosing, so if you hit somebody with it, instead of dealing damage to them, instead you can disarm your target. So I was thinking the target.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like the pistol.
Yeah, dude. The target
Whip
must
that pistol
succeed
out.
on a DC 14 strength check or saving throw, or drop an item it is holding on the ground.
I like it.
So I thought it'd be really cool. You can just use it more as a utility.
And
weapon,
you could pick either like weapon or shield.
Yeah.
Possibly dropping your opponent's AC.
Yeah. Because Indy's not. He's not.
That's
really...
dropping AC's. That's dropping your opponent's AC by 2. It's not bad.
Oh, the shield would be really cool. Because when you think about it, it's like Indy is an adventurer. He's a Tomb Raider, but he's not like your just one-on-one combat guy.
Right.
Like with the big your monster guy. It's like, he's fighting him, but he's punching him. It's like, man, nothing's happening.
He's using his environment. He's using, he's always using a brain.
Whip would be good because he is using the environment. He's using what he has, his wits. So
and it's like something to utilize the environment with.
Yeah, dude. So, cool. So I think we pretty much crushed that episode, dude.
I think so, good.
Man. Yeah, so that was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Crushed that movie.
Hell yeah, dude, the movie crushed it. Good. So next week will be my pick. I haven't decided what I'm gonna pick yet, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be hard to top Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, I know.
Way to start off strong. But so that was how we take a movie we love and we infuse aspects of it into Dungeons and Dragons. We didn't say before, but please subscribe to the channel. That way next week
and like
it too, please.
We're pretty likable guys.
Really helps us a lot, and then just subscribe to it so that you don't miss an episode. So next week, when the next movie we cover, you'll just get an update of it right away. Okay, and please leave comments. Tell us all the things that we got wrong about Raiders of the Lost Ark and of Dungeons and Dragons.
Make fun of our weight.
Yep. Or make fun of our weight.
Nerds.
You know, if
shit
you
talk
any,
is a plus. Yeah.
Tell us how much you hate Nazis. Tell
That's
us
a good one.
Tell us if you played the drinking game that we came up with.
And how well that went.
Yeah, and if you guys actually, and if you guys use these items or scenarios in your Dungeons and Dragons game, please let us know. That would be so cool.
That'd be awesome.
I would love to hear about that. So yeah, cool. Until next time, I'm Grant.
I'm Colin.
And roll one for fun.
Roll one for fun.